Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Leuzinger High School, where we have Bay League action with the Peninsula Tigers against the Peninsula Panthers, I should say, against the Leuzinger Olympians at the Olympian Field. Leuzinger Olympians are at the bottom of the Bay League at 0-7. Meanwhile, Peninsula is in third place, 3-4 in Bay League action, and the first pitch to Luke Streeter, the leadoff hitter, is in for a strike.
At bat for the Panthers, number 5,
Maiwan
Streeter.
Shinwan is the pitcher for the Leuzinger Olympians. Lanky right-hander. Up and in for ball one. He'll be facing Luke Streeter, followed by Yuki Takahashi and Ryan Pierreborough. Here comes the 1-1. It's fouled back, 1-2. Now let's set up the defense for you for the Olympians from third base to first base. Ivan Plasencia is over at third. Steven Flores is at shortstop. At second base is Ricky Romero. Another foul back, still stays 1-2. And over at first base is Anthony Solorzano, and behind the plate is Howard Robinson. 2-2 now to Streeter.
Counts 2-2 for Streeter.
And the umpires today, Jose Fernandez calling balls and strikes. Steve Morgan on the base paths. This one is inside to Luke Streeter. Stood in there, and that ball was way inside. He was going to take the hit. So now it's full. Just starting things off. That one is low for ball 4, so that's what's going to happen for these Leuzinger Olympians. The Peninsula Panthers are going to wait them out. Yuki Takahashi.
At bat for the Panthers, number 15, Yuki Takahashi.
The third baseman steps in. He's going to bunt it up the first baseline and bobbled by Shinwan, and the sacrifice works. 1-3.
Down the line, and Shanwari gets him out at first base.
So now stepping in is Ryan Pierreborough. And he is the first baseman. Fastball that was up, and he fouls it back. So runner in scoring position
12, Ryan Pierreborough
is Luke Streeter.
First baseman for the Panthers.
Coaching for the Panthers, Dennis Gonsalves. He is the third base coach. And now Howard Robinson wants to talk to his pitcher. Just talking things over. These two teams met the other day over at Penny High School, and it was a 4-0 win for the Panthers and a perfect game thrown by their pitcher. In the dirt, and that's going to advance the runner down to third base on the wild pitch.
Loose ball.
So now it's 1-1 to Pierreborough. Sam Moore's on deck. He'll be pitching today. Just outside, ball 2, 2-1.
Counts 2-1.
And coaching for the Olympians, Joel Romero. That one's inside, turns around Pierreborough. So now it's 3-1.
Counts 3-1 for Pierreborough.
Joel Romero has been associated with this program since 1998 and has been doing a terrific job. This is his first year. Swung on a miss. Now it's full, 3-2 with one down and a man at third base for the Panthers. Just the top of the first inning. Glad you joined us. But they've been renovating the dugouts. Built this nice place behind the home plate, and ball four. Paraburo is on with a walk. So second walk given up by Shinwari.
Bat for the Panthers, number 9.
That'll bring up Sam Moore.
Sam Moore, pitcher for the Panthers.
Moore is a right-handed pitcher, but he hits left-handed. First pitch is low for a ball. 1-0. Moore coming in, batting .319. Has 9 RBI, 7 extra base hits. Runner goes down to second base and in without a throw from Robinson. He didn't want to give up the run.
And that's going to be Paraburo still in second for the Panthers. Counts 1-1 for Moore.
Curveball doesn't curve enough, and that stays up and away. So now it's 2-1. So the Olympians' offense is, or actually their defense, stays up, and now so is the pop-up behind third base. Placencia has a beat up on it and drops it, and it's a foul ball.
That is to be called a foul ball.
So it's 2-2. So tough sky up there as Placencia had to look straight up in the sun and deal with a little bit of a breeze that's blowing from the first base dugout into left field. Just the opposite of what we had to deal with at Lawndale last week. Outside now, another full count. This one on Sam Moore. So Sam shows that he can go the other way, and he has the left side of left field, the left field line, if he wants to poke one down there. Strike 3 called, and down goes Sam Moore on the first strikeout for Shinwari.
Justin Hertzman.
So Justin
Catcher for the Panthers.
Justin Hartzman steps in, looks at a ball outside. Justin, the catcher, coming in batting .300, has 12 RBI. Bouncer to Placencia, bobbles it, has to throw on the run, and did get him, says Steve Moore. Good play by Placencia to recover, and a nice stretch by Solorzano, and no runs score for the Panthers, and no hits and 2 left. We'll go to the bottom of the first inning where the Olympians will be facing Sam Moore, coming up next on Channel 22. Bottom of the first inning, about ready to get underway. Olympians will lead things off with Keith Kimball and Anthony Solorzano, followed by Maiwand Shinwari. And then it'll be Steven Flores. And in for a strike, Sam Moore. In with the strike.
Counts 1-1.
Setting up the defense for you for the Panthers. Over at third base is Yuki Takahashi. That ball was high and away.
Count 2-1 for Kimball.
So 2-1 to Kimball. Over at shortstop, Tony Poncia. Mark Okuna is at second base. Fastball chopped up the line, and it comes in foul and just does roll foul. Yuki lets it go foul, showed a lot of patience as the ball just did bounce off of the infield grass and back out of play. So it's 2-2 to Kimball. Over at first base,
Counts 2-2
Ryan
for Kimball.
Parabro. Spencer Wall is in left field. Jason Bell is in center. Luke Streeter in right field. And on the mound, Sam Moore. Bottom of the first, 2-2 pitch. On the inside corner, strike 3 called.
And down goes Kimball for the Olympians. At bat for the Olympians, number
So that'll be
24.
bring up Anthony Solorzano,
Solorzano,
the first baseman. Anthony batting 121. Looks to strike 1. Just trying to get something going here. The Olympians haven't had a hit off of the Panthers pitching. This is going on their 8th inning. This one's low. Now it's 1-1. Beautiful day here in Lawndale. Foul back. Look out, the on-deck man, Maiwan Shinwan, out of the way. Shinwari on deck.
Solorzano.
Strike 3 called. And 2 strikeouts right off the bat for Sam Moore. And in steps Maiwan Shinwari.
At bat. Number 7, Maiwan Shinwari.
Shinwari, leading hitter for the Olympians. Looks at a ball outside, hitting .360. Leads the team in hits and runs scored. Also in extra base hits. Looked at that nice, meaty Joel Romero. You can hear him in the background coaching over at first base, saying stay away from those high ones.
Counts 1-2 for Shinwari.
Those are just tough to stay away from. Swing and a miss. Good breaking ball by Moore. That might have been a slider. And he pokes it down the first base line, but it's caught on the line by Parabro. And down go the Olympians.
Parabro with the last out for the Olympians.
No score going into the second.
And it'll be 0-0.
It'll be Tony Poncia, followed by Spencer Wall, then Marco Cunha, facing Maiwan Shinwari. Poncia coming in.
Number 3, Tony Poncia.
Batting .393. Wide open stance and a chopper over the third baseman's head and down the line into left fielder. And now going into second base is Poncia with a leadoff double.
Caps it off at second base for Poncia. At bat for the Panthers, number 7, Spencer Wall.
Spencer Wall steps in. Wall batting .167. Gets the sign from his coach, Dennis Gonsalves. Thank you. Pitch out. Nicely done by the Olympians. And that kind of showed the cards of what the Panthers were going to do as Spencer Wall squared the bunt. But it cost him a ball. Now it's 1-0. Now the Olympians are bird dogging Poncia behind him. Flores and Romero. Now they break This one's hit high in the air to right field. Back goes Kemble,
right field.
has a beat on it, and makes the catch.
For
The
Wall,
left-hander
it's
throws
out.
it in, but tagging and going into third is Peninsula. That'll bring up Marco Cuna with one down.
At bat for the Panthers, number 10. That's going to be Mark Okuma.
Okuma batting .302. Pitch just missed outside. Ball one. Okuma has 13 RBIs, has 16 doubles, or six doubles, and one home run. This one's up high. 2-0. One down, top of the second, no score in this Bay League game. Fastball, that's up high now. It's 3-0. Right down the middle. Right down Rosecrans. That's 3-1.
2-1 for
Man.
Okuma.
Man at third, and this is a line drive base hit
Right
into
down
center
the middle
field.
for Okuma.
And coming in to score is Peninsula, and it's 1-0 Panthers on the RBI single
And
by
number
Mark
3,
Okuma.
for the Panthers, bringing in the score. Peninsula at first base. At bat for the Panthers, number 20, Cameron Lee.
Cameron Lee steps in the center fielder with an open stance. Pickoff move by Shinwari. Checked his swing, but called a strike by Fernandez. So it's 0-1. Lee coming in batting .352. He has 13 RBI. Pickoff throw down to first base by Robinson. Solorzano had to go up the ladder to get that one. So the chess game starts early here in this one between the Panthers and the Olympians. Into the stretch is Shanwari. And in the dirt and off to second base goes the runner, and Robinson's throw is a little short. So Okuna goes down to second base on the wild pitch.
Counts 1-2.
1-2 to Lee. Now the runner's in scoring position. Ball up high, 2-2.
Counts 2-2 for Lee.
Marco Cuna very active out there, wreaking a lot of havoc out there for the pitchers. Up high, just missed. Now it's 3-2. Another full count as Shinwari has been making a lot of pitches in the early goings. Ground ball up the middle, and it's through underneath Flora's glove into center field. Garrett comes up with it, throws it in, it's cut off, and the run scores. Okuma makes it 2-0 Panthers on the RBI single by Cameron Lee.
Out to bat for the Panthers, number 5.
So that'll bring up the top of the order, and Luke Streeter.
Back at the top of the order.
Streeter walked and was stranded at third back in the first inning. Streeter batting .375 coming in with 5 RBI. Looks to bunt. A curveball bends in for a strike. Two 2-0 Panthers in the top of the second. with one down. This one's hit high in the air into center field. Amir Garrett going back, looks back, and this one is gone. A 2-run home run for Luke Streeter, and now it's 4-0.
That's going to be a double for Streeter.
Whoa. Was that over the fence or no? Looked like Steve Morgan called it a home run. And it is. Now Joel Romero wants to go out, as Amir Garrett said, wait a minute, I don't think it went over. And Luke Streeter is credited with a home run. So for Streeter, that's his first home run of the year.
For the Panthers.
And a 2-run home run, and now Joel Romero wants to go out and calm down his pitcher, Maiwan Shinwari. So that ball got caught up in the wind, and as he hit the ball to left, enough lift to get out of there. So that'll bring up Yuki Takahashi, who bunted back in the first inning.
Out to bat for the Panthers, number 15, Yuki Takahashi.
So 4-0 now in favor of the Panthers. A ball up high. And Joel Romero probably just telling Shinwari, just forget about it. Just throw the game you've been throwing. This one is a bit inside, 2-1, 2-0. Fly ball into shallow center field. Garrett coming in and makes the catch.
Amir Garrett getting the grab on that.
So 2 down, and that'll bring up Ryan Parabro.
2 outs for the Panthers. Stepping up to bat is number 12 for the Panthers. That's going to be Ryan Parabro.
Parabro coming in, batting .415. Led the team coming in with 27 hits and 18 RBI. Fastball up around the eyes for a ball. Ryan walked and stole a base back in the first inning. Curveball is low. So now it's 2-0. So Howard Johnson, or Howard Robinson, I should say, getting a workout. Squaring the bunt inside, 3-0. So 2 of the cornerstones of the Olympian defense are also the cornerstone of the Olympian basketball defense. Inside corner for strike, 3-1. Robinson playing on the varsity, coming off of the bench for Reggie Morris's Olympians, and this one's fouled back. Now it's full, 3-2. And of course, Amir Garrett was the man. You heard that clanking off of something. That's why I don't park my car in the neighborhood. Here comes the 3-2 pitch with 2 down. Up high. So Parabro walks for the second time. 3 walks for Shinwari, 1 strikeout, and a couple of wild pitches. That'll bring up the pitcher, Sam Moore. Sam Moore struck out looking back in the first inning. Just missed getting at least a base hit down the left field line. Bit off the outside corner for a strike. Galindo in left field for the Olympians is swung way around towards the other side. And a fly ball hit into deep center field again. Same spot. Garrett going back. Galindo going back. And this one is a ground rule double. Short hops over the fence. And stopping at third is Paraboro.
Me ruled a double for Sam Moore.
And Moore is on second with a ground rule double. So Justin Hartzman coming up to bat. He's the ninth Panther to come up.
For the Panthers, number 27, Justin Hartzman.
Panther catcher looks at strike one. Shinwari looking to get out of this one. Curveball is popped up into short right field. Kimball got a late break on it and comes in and makes the catch, and that'll retire the side. But the damage is done. 4 runs for the Panthers. The big blow was the 2-run home run by Luke Streeter. It's 4-0 Panthers going into the bottom of the second. Bottom of the second, starting off for the Olympians, who trail 4-0, be Stephen Flores, Howard Robinson, and Amir Garrett to face Sam Moore.
Number 9, Stephen Flores for the Olympians.
Flores playing shortstop today for the Olympians. Looks at a ball, a slider on the outside. It was outside. So 1-0. Two and 0 now to Moore, who had a little bit of a while to sit. Actually, he was stranded out at second base after the ground rule double. So he needs to get his game back on, and now it's 3 straight balls. 3-0.
Counts 3-0, Rob.
Right down the middle, fastball. Now it's 3-1.
Counts 3-1 to Flores.
Flores coming in, batting .246, looks at strike 2 on the outside corner, and just like that, Moore has found his beat. Infield, outfield, straight away. Third baseman in just a bit and looks at strike 3 on the outside corner, and Flores knew it.
That's 1 down for the Olympians.
Third strikeout for Flores, or check that, Moore.
At bat for the Olympians.
And that'll bring up Howard Robinson. Howard is the catcher for the Olympians, and also one of the guards, probably looking at a starting guard position next year. Coming in, batting .227. 1-1 now to Howard. Howard with 9 hits and 6 RBI. Now he has 10 hits as that one goes up the middle.
Ground ball down center for Robinson.
And that'll bring up Amir Garrett.
Number 19, that is, Amir Garrett.
Amir Garrett made all the highlight reels for the Olympian basketball team, winning their first ever CIF championship, and made it deep into the state tournament against Taft High School when Amir played on a very severely injured ankle. Chris Young and Reggie Morris in the house.
You gotta whisper.
Gets you to come up here and do an inning. Gets you to come up here and do an inning. Amir with a runner at first. Looks at strike. Good pitch by Moore. That was a slider that hit the outside corner. Garrett coming in, batting .259. That one's outside as Moore tried to get Garrett to go fishing.
Count Count blue.
1 and 2 to Amir
Counts
Garrett.
1 and 2 to Amir Garrett. Robinson on first.
Garrett with 8 RBI, looking for at least another one here. Pickoff move by Moore. Pretty good one for the junior. Amir Garrett also a junior.
Get that drink, huh?
Swing and a miss on a breaking ball, and down goes Garrett. That's strikeout number 4 for Moore.
And that's 2 down for the Olympians. At bat for the Olympians, number 2.
Joseph Galindo coming up.
Joseph Galindo.
Galindo out in left field. Batting 167 coming in, and it's a strike. 0-1. 2 down. Howard Robinson over at first base with a single up the middle. That's the first hit in 9 innings for the Olympians off of Peninsula pitching. Galindo squared around to bunt, but Moore pitched a strike anyway. Charged in. So that's 0-2.
Counts 0 and 2 to Galindo.
Olympians looking for something. This one's lined down the right field line, but goes foul. So it stays 0-2.
Count stays 0 and 2 to Galindo.
Two down, 1 on for the Olympians. Here comes the pitch and strike 3, and down goes Galindo and the Olympians. And Moore strikes out the side. He has 5 strikeouts. We go to the 3rd inning, where it's 4-0 Panthers.
And we're going to head into 3rd inning with 4-0 Peninsula Panthers.
Top of the 3rd inning coming up. It'll be Tony Poncia, Spencer Wall, and Marco Kuma facing Maiwan Shimwari.
Now for the Panthers, number 3.
Coming in 1 and 3 overall
Tony Poncia.
with a 2.47 ERA. 4-0 Panthers. All the damage done in the top of the 2nd. Slow breaking ball, and that is out of the strike zone for a ball. Poncia had a double and scored, leading off the 3rd inning. Line drive right at the shortstop, Flores. And Steven didn't have to move.
Number 9 for the Olympians, that's be Steven Flores. And that's 1 down for the Panthers.
That'll bring up Spencer
Stepping up to
Wall.
bat. That's be number 7, Spencer Wall.
Spencer 0 for 1, flew out to Kimball in right field. Curveball bends in for a strike. And I don't know what Coach Ramiro told Shinwari in the dugout between innings, between his pitches. This one's a ball inside. But Maiwan sure is pitching more relaxed here in the 3rd inning. You can tell that. Just his shoulders are more relaxed and his motion coming to the plate is more fluid, not so fast. Breaking ball has a nice bend to it. It's a ground ball to third base and can't dig it out as Sor Lozano as the throw by Palencia is short. And on is Spencer Wall. Throwing error by Placencia. So Marco Cunha steps in. He had an RBI base hit
number 10, Mark
and
Okuma.
scored back in the 2nd inning, so he's 1 for 1. So Okuma now has 14 RBIs and fouls this one back. Robinson giving it a look, but it's out of play. So it's 0-1 to Okuma. Cameron Lee's on deck. Shinwari looks over at the runner at first, Wall, and throws over there. Solorzano makes the tag, but Wall is back. Breaking ball and a nice stop by Howard Robinson. It's 1-1. Wall taking a good lead at the cut of the grass over at first base. There he goes, and a line drive to deep right center field, and run down by Amir Garrett. Going to try to double off. Wall at first base. Here comes the throw, and he is safe. Amir Garrett looking like a gazelle out there, running it down in right center field as that one was slicing away from him. And a terrific catch by Garrett, and a nice throw too. As Dennis Gonsalves was really admiring. That's the coach of the Panthers, was really admiring Garrett's arm before the game. So that's the defensive play of the game so far by Amir Garrett. And Spencer Wall had to get back to first in a hurry. Nice fastball for a strike, and look out down at first base. Good throw by Robinson on the snap throw to Solorzano. Almost gets Wall. Cameron Lee now has 0-1. There goes the runner, and down to first base without a throw. It's not a stolen base. That'll be a pass ball. Or check that. It'll be a wild pitch. Third one of the day for Shinwari. Another good stop by Robinson.
Counts 3-1. 3-1 to lead.
2-2 to Cameron Lee. And this one's a fly ball into left field. That's going to drop in for an extra base hit. Coming around to score is Spencer Wall. And into second cruises Cameron Lee with an RBI double. It's 5-0 Panthers. So that'll bring up the top of the order, and Luke Streeter. Cameron Lee was at second base when Streeter socked his first home run of the year to left center field, just over the blue advertising sign, and now a slider hits the outside corner.
Counts 0-1 to Streeter.
0-1. So for Streeter, he had his first home run of the year, and now has 7 RBIs.
Yeah, I think someone was still pressing.
Outside, 1-1. So it's 5-0 Panthers. Curveball stays outside, 2-1. 2 down, top of the third. Shinwari looking for something to get out of this. And you look at the red, white, and blue of the Olympians, and this one's on the inside corner for strike 2, 2-2 to Streeter.
Counts will be 2-2.
So Joel Romero trying to do a complete makeover of the Olympians. Those nice uniforms. Curveball is smacked into center field. On comes Garrett and makes a sliding catch. Another terrific catch for Garrett. And down go the Panthers. Boy, they could have a lot more if it wasn't for Garrett out there in center field here in the top of the third inning. But they do get a run on a couple of hits and leave a man. 5-0 Panthers going into the bottom of the third. Bottom of the third inning coming up, and the bottom of the order. Ricky Romero will lead things off. Check that. That's Ivan Plasencia. He'll lead things off.
Starting off for the Olympians, number 3, Ivan Plasencia.
Followed by Ricky Romero, then the top of the order, and Keith Kimball against Sam Moore, who comes in at 3-1. Looks at a strike. Moore coming in at 3-1, leading the Panthers in ERA with wins and a strike 2. 1-2 now.
Counts 1-2 to Placencia.
Moore's ERA coming in 3.96, and this curveball slider is outside. 2-2.
Counts 2-2.
Sam was telling us before the game he's got a fastball, curveball, and a split finger. Haven't seen the split finger too much. Also looks like he's got a slider in there. That fouled back. It's 2-2. Placencia, the 5'6" junior, bounces one to shortstop where it's picked up by Poncia and throws him out.
Yeah, Placencia thrown out at first.
That'll bring up Ricky Romero.
Up to bat next for the Olympians, number 8, Ricky Romero.
So Ricky, a 5'6" sophomore, coming in batting 172 with 5 hits and does have a run batted in. Also a double to his credit. So Howard Robinson breaking the goose eggs as far as the hits go against the Panthers. That's a slider that bends in for a strike. Here comes Moore's pitch, the kick and the foul tip on a fastball. 2 strikes on Romero. That one's foul tipped, as Hartzman couldn't hang on to it.
Count blue.
1-2 the count.
Counts 1-2 for Romero.
Here comes Moore's pitch, and that's lined on a hop to the second baseman Okuma and throws him out. Well, at least the Olympians are getting some metal on the ball.
Line drive to Okuma, thrown out at first for Romero and the Olympians.
4-3 on the putout, and that'll bring up Kimball, who struck out looking to start off the Olympians' attack back in the first inning.
Keith Kimball.
Kimball, a 5'7" senior, wants to bunt his way on, bunts it foul. Kimball, batting 143, has 8 hits and an RBI. He'll come back and try it again. 0-1.
Roll the foul ball. It's going to be 0-1 count for Kimball.
So over at third base, Ivan plus Yuki Takahashi for the Panthers, playing in at the cut of the grass. And this one's fouled back, 0-2. So Kimball being aggressive up there. Paraboro also playing up. Now he'll play back with 2 strikes. 0-2 to Keith Kimball, playing in left field. Had a terrific view for the Amir Garrett highlight reel. And he hits it high in the air to left field, and back goes Galindo. He gives it a ride, and this one's going to bounce off the wall. Kimball is into second. He'll stop there with a 1-out double.
With the double, excuse me. Thank you, Mr. Mendez, athletic director, ladies and gentlemen. Correcting the announcer.
It's a 2-out double.
Sorry, just woke up.
So 2-out, something going on for the Olympians, and now Anthony Solorzano comes in. He struck out looking in the first. So 2 hits now for the Olympians. Second one off of Sam Moore. Kimball at second base. And that's outside for a ball. Two and 0. Kristen Torres for the Panthers pitched a perfect game for the Panthers the other day against the Olympians in a 4-0 win. Now it's 3-0. Moore has yet to give up a walk, but This is the first time he's had to look over his shoulder at somebody at second base, so maybe a little more distracted as the shortstop, Poncia, is bird-dogging him. A strike with a fastball, and it's 3-1.
That's going to be a 3-1 count. 3-1 count to Lozano.
So runner in scoring position. That got the Olympians a little excited as Jose Fernandez told the guys to calm down as this one's grounded just past Joel Romero. Giving it the Olay with his red windbreaker on. So Campbell will have to go back to second. Tony Poncia, the Panthers shortstop,
3-2 count to
keeping an
Lozano.
eye on him. And now the count is full. With 2 down and a runner at second. Here comes the pitch, and that's grounded foul again. So Solorzano hanging in tough. Shinwari on deck, the leading hitter for the Olympians, and he's just itching to get up there to try to crack the scoring goose egg. I'll tell you what, there's nothing better the Olympians would love to do is mount a comeback against Sam Moore and get their first Bay League win. They're 5-16 overall. Palos Verdes 3-4 in Bay League action. 10-15 overall. Pickoff move, and Kemble is back on his belly. There you go. Finally got his uniform dirty. That's when you know you've played, when you bring the uniform home to mom and say, look, it's dirty. Ground ball right back to Moore.
Ground ball to the pitcher Moore.
And that'll do it for the Olympians in the bottom of the third. So a threat is extinguished. And going into the fourth inning, it's still 5-0 Panthers. Top of the fourth inning, Yuki Takahashi, followed by Ryan Paraboro and Sam Moore.
Panthers, it's going to be Yuki Takahashi, number 15.
Yuki is 0 for 1 with a sacrifice, a bunt, and this one is grounded between third and short and through for a leadoff hit. So that'll bring up Ryan Paraboro as Takahashi didn't waste any time. Swung at the first pitch from Shinwari. Takahashi is 2 out of 2 in stolen bases. Shinwari looks over at Tak. And this one sent high in the air to center field. Amir says, I have it.
Line ball to center field, and Amir Garrett
makes the catch.
Again.
Well, with Amir out there, you really don't have to worry about anything.
Up to bat
He
for the
covers
Panthers,
everything
9.
from left center field to
Have to
right
be
center
Sam
field.
Moore,
And he's got a
Panthers
hose
pitcher.
for an arm. Just a cannon. So 1 down, and the pitcher Sam Moore steps in. Is 1 for 2 as this off-speed pitch is outside. Now Moore can hit it the other way. We've seen him do that when he was up in the first inning when he struck out looking. Poked one down the left field line, and this one is close, but no, says Steve Morgan, as Takahashi had a big lead and a good pickoff move by Shinwari and a nice tag by Solorzano, but in under the tag was Takahashi. This one Takahashi was leaning back towards first. Well, this must be a big game because, hey, I don't know if Sergio can see it over right center field there, but there's a Goodyear blimp. Got to be a big game. So 1-0 to Moore. Here comes the pitch, and that's poked foul, trying to protect the base runner and the hit and run call. So it's 1-1. So Dennis Gonsalves, the coach of the
Counts
Panthers,
1-1 to
coaching
Moore.
at third base.
Takahashi on first.
Let's see what they'll do now. Takahashi bluffing. This pitch is a strike on the outside corner. So it's 1-2.
Counts 1-2 with Takahashi on first.
Galindo giving the line to Moore down in left field. Garrett straight away in center. Shinwari took something off of that one, and it was high and away, so it's 2-2 now with a runner over at first base. Takahashi is digging in over there at first base. He may be on the run. Curveball, and that stays outside. Count is full now at 3-2. So 3-2 count.
More. Takahashi on first.
Let's see, with no outs, if Takahashi's on the run. Shinwari looks over there. Here's the fastball, and that's poked the other way into left field for a base hit. Takahashi hits second and will stay there on the base hit. So 2 on and nobody out, and that'll bring up Justin Hartzman with 1 down. Check that.
1 down.
So the fly out to
2
Amir
on
Garrett
bases
by
for the
Brian
Panthers, number
Paraburo
27
is
at
1
bat for the
down.
Panthers. That's
So
gonna be
Justin Hartzman is 0 for 2, stepping in. Swings and misses. Hertzman, H-E-R-T, not H-A-R-T. This one's popped up, and
Heads up.
everybody covering their heads. Howard Robinson giving us a heads up. And 0-2 now to Hartzman with 1 out
Counts
and 2
0-2
runners.
to Hertzman. Man on first and second.
Over at second is Takahashi. At first is Sam Moore. Shinwari checks the runners and has popped up into right field. A big run for Kimball. And the second baseman, Romero, can't catch it, going away. And the bases are going to be loaded for the Panthers with 1 out.
Got him out at second.
But the force out over at second. And out there is Sam Moore.
It's going to bring up
So that would be
number
9
3 for
to
the
6
Panthers. That's gonna
on
be
the
Tony
play.
Peninsula.
So heads up play by Stephen Flores to be waiting for the throw from Keith Kimball. So now it's 2 down. Justin Hertzman is on at first on the fielder's choice. Tony Poncia, who is 1 for 2. Poncia doubled and scored back in the second inning, the big 4-run second. He led off the inning and then lined out to lead off the third. So runners at the corners with 2 down for the Panthers. Fastball up high, 1-0. 5-0 in favor of Penny. Wearing their black and gold road tops and gray pants. This one's in for a strike. Nice pitch by Shinwari. Shinwari does have a strikeout. That was back in the first inning. Looking for something to squeeze out of this one, out of the jam. And this one's lined into left field. Falls in front of Galindo for the base hit. And scoring is Takahashi. It's 6-0 Panthers on the RBI single by Tony Poncia. So down to second base goes Hertzman. And at first base is Poncia. That'll bring up Spencer Wall, who's 0 for 2. Curveball, bends in and bites off the outside corner for a strike. Wall flew out to Kimball in right field in the second inning and was on an error and scored in the third inning. Bouncer up the shortstop, cut off by the third baseman, through and under the glove of Solorzano. In to score is Hertzman, and stopping at third is Poncia.
That's going to be Justin Hertzman making it home for the Panthers.
On the error, throwing error by Ivan Plasencia.
Out to bat for the Panthers, number 10, Mark Okuma.
But that was a tough chance. But now it's 7-0, and that hit Marco Kuma. Now the bases are loaded. That's the first hit batsman by Shinwari. And now Joel Romero, or actually the pitching coach, one of the coaches for the Olympians, is coming out. And we'll see what's going to happen, see if there's going to be a change.
After batter getting in, it's going to be bases loaded for the Panthers.
Bases loaded and 2 outs, 2 runs in. So it's 7-0 Peninsula. Poncia is at third base, Wall is at second base, and Marco Kuma is at first. So now the Olympians just setting up the defense, and they're playing even infield and outfield with 2 down, and just coming up is Cameron Lee. Lee is 2 for 2. 2 hits, 2 RBIs, and a run scored. Curveball is outside, or inside, check that. 1-1, or 1-0. Fastball under the glove of Flores into left field for a base hit. Here comes one runner in to score. Another run comes in, and it is 9-0 for the Panthers. On the 2-run single by Cameron Lee, the bottom of the order is really doing a lot of damage for the Panthers.
Wall.
So Wall coming in to score, Okuma behind him, or check that. Poncia coming in to score, Wall coming in to score, Okuma over at second base. That'll bring up Luke Streeter to lead the leadoff hitter. And he is the 9th man to come up in the 4th inning. Shinwari's made a lot of pitches to a lot of Panthers. Trails 9-0. This one goes over the head, and a nice carom right back to Robinson.
Runners on first and second and 2 outs.
And that one went over the head of Streeter. So now Shinwari, like we said, he's made a lot of pitches. So Robinson going out to talk to his pitcher, calm him down a little bit, taking a walk with him. Also giving him a chance to just calm down a little bit. It's got to be a bit frustrating after 3rd inning where they only gave up a run. After calming down, pitching a terrific 3rd inning after giving up 4 runs in the 2nd. Seeing 9 more batters and a swing and a miss. Good fastball by Shinwari. So 3-1 to Streeter, who hit his first home run of the year, is 1 for 2. Fastball, and that's outside. The bases are loaded again for the Panthers.
Has to be ball 4, and bases are loaded for the Panthers. Next up to bat for the Panthers, number 15. That's going to be Yuki Takahashi.
Yuki Takahashi,
2 outs
and
for the
now the 2nd visit for the coaching staff, and that's going to bring a pitching change for the Olympians.
And we'll get a timeout call.
We'll take a timeout on Channel 22. Coming in to pitch for the Olympians is number 19, Amir Garrett. Amir hasn't pitched a whole lot, and we've been waiting for him to make an appearance. Amir is 0-3. His 4th appearance, 1 complete game.
With a change at the mound, Amir Garrett pitching for the Olympians.
And Amir has an ERA of 4.93, coming in with bases loaded and 2 outs. Fastball to Takahashi, and it's 0-1. This is the 107th inning for Amir. But check that. This is the 14th inning That's 106 overall. He's faced this is the 74th batter he's faced. Swing and a miss on a fastball, and that fastball's got a lot of movement on it.
Counts 1-2 to Yuki Takahashi.
Takahashi is 0 for 2 with a sacrifice. Now he has a chance to hurt Garrett and the Olympians. This fastball is in the dirt. Nice stop by Robinson. 2-2.
Counts 2-2 to Takahashi. Bases loaded, 2 outs.
Comes the 1-2 fastball, swung on a missed strike 3, and Garrett comes in and blows away Takahashi and the Panthers, but not before the damage is done again. So 4 more runs, and it's 9-0 Peninsula going into the bottom of the 4th.
Bottom of the 4th, 9-0 for the Panthers. Up to bat for the Olympians, number 7.
Maiwan Shinwari.
Maiwan Shinwari.
Now playing in center field is 0 for 1. Lined out to the third baseman in the first inning. Now bounces it. The first pitch from Moore to shortstop. Poncia up with it and throws him out. So they're making things easy on Moore. And coming up is Steven Flores, who is 0 for 1.
And that's going to bring up number 9, Steven Flores for the Olympians.
This one's fouled back, 0-1. Time called as the Olympian coaches. Third base coach wants to talk to his batter, his shortstop. So 9 runs on 10 hits for the Panthers, no runs on 2 hits for the Olympians. Shinwari went 3 2/3. Gave up all 9 runs on 10 hits, struck out 1, swing and a miss. 0-2 now to Flores. 1 strikeout, 4 walks, 3 wild pitches, and a hit batsman. Amir Garrett took over and struck out the first batter he faced with fastballs. This one's fouled back. Flores hangs in at 0-2. So Garrett came on to face Yuki Takahashi with the bases loaded, and Yuki didn't have a chance. The last strike sounded like a strike. Couldn't really see it. That was a high velocity fastball, as this fastball from Sam Moore is away, 1-2. Sam Moore in his 4th inning of work kicks and deals. Strike 3 called.
That's going to be 3 strikes and 2 down for the Olympians. Up to bat for the Olympians, number 32 is going to be Howard Robinson.
So that's the 7th strikeout for Moore, and that'll bring up Howard Robinson, who had the first base hit for the Olympians in 9 innings against Panther pitching. Curveball, and that stays away. Is that called a strike? Called a strike. Found the outside corner. So Howard had a ground ball that went into center field. Curveball, and that really tied up Howard. 0-2. That was a very good pitch by Moore. Looking for his 4th win of the year. And that's a slider, and down goes Robinson and the Panthers. 1, 2, 3. 2 more strikeouts for Sam Moore. He's cruising along. It's 9-0 Panthers going into the 5th. Amir Garrett finishing his warm-up tosses to one of the coaches is Howard Robinson getting on the tools of the catcher. So the center pitching to the point guard. Curveball. So he's showing off his repertoire here. Going to the beat of Eminem. So Amir Garrett playing terrific defense in center field with 3 terrific plays. comes in on relief for Maiwan Shinwari. And everybody's talking about Amir, not only on the hardwood, but also on the diamond. And people come here just to see Amir, the transfer from Las Vegas. And he'll have a tough duty pitching against
Starting it off for
Ryan
Panthers at
Paraboro,
bat,
the
number
third
12,
hitter in the
it's gonna
lineup,
be Ryan
and then the
Paraboro.
cleanup hitter and pitcher, Sam Moore. So this should be an interesting chain of events right here, even though it's 9-0 Panthers. Fastball, and Paraboro says, yep, it sure was. Jose Fernandez calling balls and strikes. Steve Morgan out on the base paths, the umpires today. Curveball and grounded to second base. Picked up by Romero. And just does get Paraboro racing down to first base. Ball was bobbled, but a nice pickup by Romero to stick with it. So Paraboro, a good hitter, going with that curveball.
Number 9, Sam Moore.
So Sam Moore comes up with a ground rule double and a base hit. So, and a strikeout, so he's 2 for 3. Moore coming in, batting .319. 7 doubles to lead these Panthers. Curveball, and that stays up. 1-0. So lefty against lefty. Sam Moore shown he can go to the left side of the infield and outfield. Moore has to bend out of the way now. It's 2-0.
Counts 2-0
So Garrett
to Moore.
pitching Moore in tight to start things off. This one hits Robinson right in the bicep, but like a good catcher, shakes it off. So now it's 3-0 to Sam Moore. And Amir may be overthrown just
Counts
a bit.
3-0 to Sam Moore.
Just
One
needs
down,
to
4
relax and
rebounds.
settle in. So Garrett made a running catch and 2 diving catches out in center field. Fastball, and that one pops the glove of Robinson for strike 1, 3-1. Here comes the 3-1 fastball, and that's fouled back. Moore finding just a piece of that one. That fastball had some movement on it. And on the hands of Moore, it's 3-2. So Garrett trying to come back against Moore. Outside, and Amir overthrows it, and he knew it. So
And
Moore
Bob
wins
Moore's
that
gonna
battle.
send Moore to first base.
And
Up
that's
to
the
bat for
first
Panthers,
walk
number
given up
27, Justin Hertzman.
by Amir Garrett, and that'll bring up Hertzman, who was 0 for 3. Grounded out to short, flew out to center field, where Garrett was patrolling, and then was on a fielder's choice and scored in the 4th inning. Moore leaning back, but the ball gets away from Robinson. The throw goes down to second base, and it gets through. But that's as far as Moore's going to go on the wild pitch.
And Moore's able to get to second base.
Hertzman came into the game batting .300 with 12 RBI. 3 doubles, a triple, and a home run. Shinwari in center field now. So Garrett and he just swapped. Fastball, and that had movement. Stayed up high, but still hacked back. It's 1-1. So Amir just needs to find a zone. Just get into that Zen mode and find that balance. The tools are certainly there for him to become a terrific pitcher. Right now he's a thrower. This was hit high in the air after Moore went away. Garrett says he has it, and he does put it away. And that's 2 down.
Hands me 2 down for the Panthers. Up to bat number 3.
Tony Poncia comes up
That's
to
gonna be
bat. Now
Tony
normally
Pancia.
one of the infielders would call the pitcher off on that one, but you're dealing with Amir Garrett. If he says he has it, you just get out of the way and let him take it. Peninsula is 2 for 3 with 2 runs scored and an RBI, has a double and a single, and lined out to shortstop. Sam Moore is out at second base with 2 down. Fastball tailed away from Peninsula, swung on and fouled back. Now our cameraman Sergio is in a perfect spot to watch these pitches from Amir Garrett. Just comes off of his left hand like a cannon. Fastball is down low. Boy, if he can harness that energy and keep it in the strike zone, 1-1 to Peninsula. Still has another year here at Leuzinger. Fastball, and that stays up. 2-1. So 2 down. Moore over at second base was walked and then wild pitch to second base. Swing and a miss on the fastball, and that one had a lot of movement on it too. Now it's 2-2. So Amir just rearing back and heaving. Took a little bit off of that fastball. As we're in the top of the 5th inning. Curveball right back to Garrett, snags that one and walks it over to Solizano, and that's going to do it for the Panthers. And that is the shortest inning that the Olympians have had to endure out on the diamond. We go into the bottom of the 5th inning, 9-0. Bottom of the 5th coming up, and the man of the hour coming up, Amir Garrett, followed by Joseph Galindo and Ivan Placencia to face Sam Moore in his 5th inning of work, working on his 4th win of the season, leading the Panthers in that department in pitching. Garrett off the hands, and that's going to fall in for a base hit into short center field. So just the strength of Amir Garrett punches that one into center field for a leadoff single.
Up to bat for the Olympians. Number 2 can be Joseph Galindo.
So Galindo struck out in the 2nd inning, is 0 for 1. Coming in batting 174, has 5 RBI and 2 doubles. Squares to bunt, and Moore came down almost 3/4 with the fastball. That's outside. 1-0. Paraburo holding on Garrett at first base. Coming in is the 3rd baseman Takahashi and grounds it to second base. Moore goes to second for 1, on to first, and a double play. So 1-6-3
for the Peninsula Panthers. That's going to bring up to bat number 3, Ivan Placencia.
It's a double play, and that was a good one, turned by Moore and the Panthers. He turned and threw it to Peninsula, covering at second, fired a strike over to Paraburo. Now nobody on and 2 outs for Placencia. Swings and misses. Ivan is 0 for 1, grounded out to shortstop back in the 3rd inning. Moore bounces that one in. It's 1-1.
Counts 1-1 to Placencia.
Galindo had the right idea in punching it towards the right side with the 3rd baseman Takahashi coming in to cover the bunt, but just couldn't get it by Sam Moore, who was on it like a cat on a mouse. So now it's 1-2 to Placencia. And down on strikes is
3 down
Placencia.
for the Olympians.
And that does it for the Olympians. So 3 batters faced by the Sam Moore, the pitcher for the Panthers. And what a job that was by him to turn the double play as well. So 1-2-3 after the leadoff base hit for Amir Garrett, and it's still 9-0 Panthers. Top of the 6th inning, and the Panthers will send up the bottom 3. Spencer Wall Mark Okuma and Cameron Lee against Amir Garrett.
Number 7, Spencer Wall for the Panthers.
And Amir Garrett greets him with a
0-1
strike.
count to Wall.
Amir, boy, if he'd just take a little bit of yoga, some deep breathing or something. Pitches like that wouldn't happen. Howard's going to have to get in the ice bath after today. He's been a busy young man. So now he wants to go out and talk to his buddy. So you want to stay, my buddy? Quit doing that. So now it's 1-1 to Spencer Wall, who is 0 for 1. Actually 0 for 3. Check that. Flew out to right field as he does here. Hits it deep to center field. Shinwari going back. And that's going to be off the wall, off of the banana trees, and out at second base is Spencer Wall. And a beautiful relay throw by Shinwari. That's going to go 8-6 on that play.
Up to bat for the Panthers.
So a base hit.
That's going to be Mark Okuma.
Base hit to center field. 8-6 on the putout. So Shinwari and Garrett showing the leather out there in their arms out in center field. So the starting pitcher supports his relief pitcher after Garrett was supporting Shinwari out in center field. And that brings up Okuma. The curveball is inside, 1-0. This one's fouled off to the right side. 1-1. So even though the Olympians are down 9-0, they haven't given up, that's for sure, on plays like that. And in any other high school ball field, that ball would have been a home run that Spencer Wall hit. Now it's 1-2 to Okuma. But it went off of the wall where the banana trees are, and Shinwari got the favorable bounce. And Amir Garrett with a sidearm fastball. That almost came through the backstop at us. So now it's 2-2. Curveball, and that's lined into left field for a base hit.
Line drive to left field for Okuma.
So 1 down, and that brings up Cameron Lee, who's been a busy young man in the offense for the Panthers. Is 3 for 3.
Up to bat for the
with 2 base hits.
Panthers, number 20, Cameron Lee.
A double. And 4 RBIs and a run scored. Snap throw after the strike by Garrett. So Robinson has that throw down to first. Down pat. 0-1 to Lee, who's been a tough out, the toughest out for the Panthers today. Swing and a miss, and that ball was all over the place. Terrific movement on Garrett's fastball, and it's 0-2.
Counts 0-2 to Lee. Okuma on first.
With 1 down and a man on first. Curveball bends outside. Now it's 1-2. We could count the seams on that one. Okuma taking his lead and almost went, but it's fouled back. Stays at first. 2-1. Garrett's throwing the ball so hard that home plate umpire Jose Fernandez is giving that ball a little rest. Throw out a new ball. This one's a foul back. And lands harmlessly. And Lee still has an 0-2 count, or 1-2 count. Hanging in tough, as he has been the toughest out for the Panthers. Garrett looks at the runner at first. Fastball just up high. So now it's 2-2. So Lee making Garrett work for it. has a strikeout and a walk. 2-2. Now it's 3-2, and Lee has worked the count full.
Counts 3-2 to Lee.
Runner at first is Okuma. Let's see if he takes off. Ground ball. And wow, that was just foul. So Lee is hanging in real tough.
Third.
This is the 9th pitch in this at bat for Cameron Lee. Really battling Amir Garrett. And this kid's the bottom of the order. Foul tipped, and that took a bite out of Howard Robinson's throwing hand. And another foul ball. That's the 4th foul ball. Now, Joel Romero comes out to check his catcher, and he said, yeah, I'm okay. He said, that ball is a lot smaller than the one I play with in the wintertime. And Cameron Lee and he talk about it. Lee, the center fielder for the Panthers, really battling Amir Garrett. He's been in there so long. Howard Robinson and he are best friends by now. Here comes the 3-2, and that stays high, and Cameron Lee earned that walk off of Garrett. Second walk given up by Amir. And with one down, check, and one down, that'll bring up Luke Streeter.
Luke Streeter for the Panthers.
Who has one hit, and that was the big one really in the second inning, a 2-run home run. And Garrett takes a little bit off of that one, and it's in for a strike. Garrett ran out of room in left center field on Streeter's home run, his first home run of the year. Or he might have run that one down. This one's hit down the right field line, over for it is Solorzano, and out of play. So it's 0-2 now to Luke Streeter, who is 1 for 2 with 2 walks, 2 RBI and a run scored, and he hit the line drive that into right center field that was tailing away from Garrett back in the 3rd inning that Amir had to dive and make a fabulous catch on. 0-2 to Streeter with 2 on and 1 down. Fastball just misses. 1-2. So the patience by the Peninsula Panthers is paying off. In the dirt and advancing down to third base. Good throw by Robinson, and safe underneath the tag is Mark Okuma.
Anthony Okuma safe at third.
Down to second goes Cameron Lee. What a terrific throw by Robinson. But Placencia just couldn't get the tag down in time.
2-2.
Meanwhile, the count 2-2 with runners in scoring position for Streeter. That foul ball came right back to Howard. Still remains 2-2. So Streeter now battling Garrett. Garrett took something off of that one. And now it's 3-2. Top of the 6th, 9-0 Panthers. 2 on. Ground ball to second with the runners, with the defense in. Good play by Flores to chase the runner back to third.
Great play by Flores.
And Streeter is out 6-3.
Up to bat for the Panthers.
So now that's 2 down
that's going to be
for Yuki Takahashi. Takahashi is 0 for 3 with a sacrifice. Bunted in the first inning. Flew out to Garrett in the second. Actually has a base hit, so he is 1 for 3. Had a base hit and scored in the 4th inning and struck out in the 4th inning. He was up twice in the 4th inning, as he was the first batter that Garrett faced. Line drive right to the second baseman, Ricky Romero, and Amir Garrett works out of that one. No runs, a couple of hits, and a couple left. Will go
That's
into the
three
bottom
down
of the
for the
6th.
Panthers.
9-0 Panthers. Bottom of the 6th inning, about ready to get underway with the bottom of the order.
sixth inning,
Ricky
starting it off
Romero,
for the Olympians,
who
number 8.
caught the line drive
be
to
Ricky
get the
Romero.
Panthers out of the jam in the top of the inning, followed by the top of the order, Keith Kimball and Anthony Solorzano. Sam Moore still throwing hard in his 6th inning of work. Pitches a strike, 0-1. Fastball up high. Romero squaring to bunt. Keeping Takahashi over at third on his toes. Now he does bunt it. Moore says he has it. Picks it up and throws a strike. 1-3 on the put out.
Out at first.
And that'll
One
bring
down
up
for the
Keith
Olympians.
Kimball,
And that's going to bring us to the top of the order with Keith Kimball, number 16 for the Olympians.
who is 1 for 2. Doubled into the gap in left center field for a double. Two hits for the Olympians. Check that, 3 hits. And Kimball fouls that one off. Earlier in the week, Kristen Flores threw a perfect game at the Olympians, and they came out with it with a 4-0 win. But Joel Romero trying to build this program back up and not make this just an easy walkthrough with the 2-game series in the Bay League. And now Kimball is down 1-2. Here comes Moore's pitch, takes something off of it. It's up and away.
Count blue.
1-2.
Counts 1 and 2 for Kimball. 1 down for the Olympians.
Kimball trying to get something going against Sam Moore. Swings and misses, and down he goes.
3rd strike, 2nd out for the Olympians.
And
Half
that's
out for Olympians, number 24.
Number 8
Anthony Solorzano.
for Sam Moore. Strikeout number 8. Anthony Solorzano, the first baseman, steps in. Breaking ball, and that settles outside for a ball. Solorzano 0 for 2. Struck out looking in the first and bounced out to Moore in the 3rd inning. But hung in there. Fouled some nice pitches off. Same spot outside, 2-0. So Sam Moore leading the team in wins with 3. This is his 7th start and also has 3 complete games. And leads this team in strikeouts with 33 coming in. Now has 41 strikeouts and only 9 walks. Yep, just as we say that, now he has 10 walks. His first walk.
And Solorzano takes first base. Up to bat for the Olympians, number 7, Maywan Shinwari.
That'll bring up Shinwari, who's 0 for 2. Maywan starting out pitching. Made a gallant effort, but the Panthers really pounced on him. And he hits this one into
And
center
Shinwari
field and
gets
sends back the
straight
center
down
fielder.
field.
And now here comes the runner from third base, but good thing he didn't, but a terrific throw into
And
Hertzman
Shinwari with a double.
as Cameron Lee had to turn and run that one down.
That's what
But a
runners on
ringing
third and
double
second base.
by Shinwari
Out to bat for the Olympians, number 9,
to straightaway 7th,
Steven
center
Flores.
field. And that'll bring up Steven Flores, who struck out twice looking against Moore, but now has a chance to get at least 1 run in. A base hit will score 2. Fastball in for a strike. So David Treat, the third base coach, did a good job in holding Anthony Solorzano. 1-1. Flores leads the team in RBI with 10. Two and one, so
Flores.
now Moore
Runners on
has to
second
come
and
in
third. One
with
down.
a strike or something good for Flores to swing at. Fastball into the gap into right center field and down. Here comes one
Nice
run
hit
in.
down right center
Around
field for
third and
Flores.
coming home is Shinwari.
Has to take
And
second
coming
base.
into second
And
base with a 2-run double is Steven Flores. And now
And
the
that's gonna be
Olympians
2
have
runs
broken that
scored for the
goose egg,
Olympians.
and they trail 9-2.
As the score is now 9-2 for the Panthers.
So 2 runs batted in for Flores, adds on to his leading total, now has an even dozen.
Up to bat for the Olympians, number 32, Howard Robinson.
So Howard Robinson steps in now with a chance to add on to that. Howard is 1 for 2 with a base hit to center field back in the second inning and struck out swinging in the fourth. Looks at strike one. So the Olympians finally get to the Panthers and Sam Moore, who was cruising along, and that just shows you the heart that these Olympians have. And if playing catcher wasn't enough for Howard Robinson, now he bangs that one off of his bunion. Oh, 0-2 to Howard. He is definitely going to have to soak in some ice tonight. Good thing tomorrow's Saturday. Curveball, a beauty by Moore, but Robinson sticks with it and hacks it off. Still stays 0-2. So 2 runs on 2 hits in this inning. Swing and a miss, and down goes Robinson and the Olympians. But the Olympians break through, stop the presses. They get a couple of runs on a couple of hits and a man left. The big ringing double by Steven Flores, and it's 9-2 Panthers. Top of the 7th coming up as Amir Garrett finishes his warm-up tosses, going into his 3rd inning of work. Came in the top of the 4th inning with 2 down, and now he'll face Brian Paraboro, and then it'll be Sam Moore, the 3 and 4 hitters of the Panther lineup, followed
12,
by Justin
Ryan
Hertzman. Ryan has 2 walks, and also the pitch is outside for a ball. Flied out to center field and bounced out to second base in his first appearance against Garrett. So he's 0 for 2 with 2 walks. Fastball stays outside. So 2-0 to Ryan. Has shown a good eye, lots of patience up there for the Panthers. Fastball in on the inside part of the plate. Parabaro wastes that one, but it's 2-1 now.
Counts 2-1 to Parabaro.
Takes off the outside corner, and Ryan says, okay, if you say so. That evens up the count at 2-2. Here comes Garrett's fastball, swung on him, missed strike 3, and that had some gas behind that
And
one.
that's going to be strike 3, 1 down for the Panthers. Up to back next, number 9, Sam Moore.
So that's 2 strikeouts now for Amir Garrett. That one had some mustard on that one. Sam Moore coming up to bat. He is 2 for 3 with a walk. Had a ground rule double in the second inning and just got hit by a pitch. And that one's going to leave a mark.
Up to bat for the Panthers, number 27, Justin Hertzman.
So that's the first hit batsman by Amir Garrett. And like any power pitcher that's trying to harness his craft, one's going to get away every now and then. And this was hit high in the air to left field, over four to Galindo, and he snags it, runs it down. Beautiful play by Galindo, and Hertzman with a long out to left field.
And that's 2 down for the Panthers.
So the breeze blowing out there, not a real stiff breeze now. It's kind of died down since the start of the game, but still Galindo had to fight the sun, I'm sure, and running that one down.
Number 3. That's going to be Tony
So the defense
Pancia.
for the Olympians has been awfully good today. Pancia swings and misses. Strike one. Tony is 2 for 4 with an RBI, a double, and 2 runs scored. Fastball swung on and missed, and this throw gets under the glove of Solorzano, but Moore stays put. He wants to pitch that complete game and doesn't want to get all tired out running the bases unless he has to. Garrett looks over at Moore. Here comes the pitch, and that's hacked foul. I believe it's 0-2.
Go, kid.
Pancia hanging tough. Moore with a short lead over first base. Fastball tipped into the glove of Howard Robinson, and strike
And
3
down for the
for
Panthers.
Tony Pancia. That's the 3rd strikeout for Amir Garrett. We go to the bottom of the 7th. Last call for the Olympians, down by 7. Bottom of the 7th, and now Sam Moore in his 7th inning of work
Amir Garrett.
faces Amir Garrett. Let's see what this confrontation will bring, because in the top half of the inning, you might remember that Garrett plunked Moore with a fastball, and a curveball bends in for a strike to Garrett. So an interesting pitch by Sam Moore. Bends the curveball, making Garrett see it first, and now the fastball stays in, and Moore says, I remember what you did. So I'm going to have a bruise to show my girlfriend tomorrow. Swing and a miss. Actually foul tipped into the glove of Hertzman. So now it's 2-1. Okay, well, maybe he's not going to show it to his girlfriend. Swing and a miss. And down goes Amir Garrett.
Monday.
So for Sam Moore, that's strikeout number 9. And he gets revenge on Amir Garrett by striking him out. And that'll bring up Joseph Galindo, who made a terrific running catch out in left field in the top half of the inning. And an off-speed pitch for a strike to Galindo. And this one's hacked foul, and Joel Romero has to olay out of the way. So 0-2. And Romero getting some flack from the crowd. Low for ball, 1-2 to Joseph, who struck out in the second inning and hit into a 1-6-3 double play in the 5th. Galindo laying off of that one, 2-2.
Count 2-2 to Galindo.
Nobody throwing down in the Peninsula bullpen. Moore has 3 wins and 3 complete games. This one's up around the O on the batting helmet. So now Galindo battling back, and from an 0-2 count, now it's 3-2 with 1 down in the bottom of the 7th. Hits it off the end of the bat, and that was a nice catch at third base by Yuki Takahashi. Went in front of Tony Pancia So both of these teams have been showing off the leather today.
That's going to be 2 down for the Olympians. At bat for Olympians is number 3.
So now Ivan Placencia steps in. Ivan playing third base today for the Olympians is 0 for 2. Fastball by Moore, and he's getting a little tired. His pitches have been up. He's had some long waits in the dugout, especially in the second and the fourth. And that took a piece out of Jose Fernandez. You okay, Joe? He's okay. Hanging tough back there. 0-2. Heck, if Howard Robinson can get beat up all day, Jose can take one. Now Dennis Gonsalves coming to check things out is Dennis Treat talking to Ivan Placencia. And there's that Goodyear blimp over center field. Here comes the 0-2, and that's fouled at the plate. Still stays 0-2. Ivan hanging tough, as are the Olympians. Even though they're down by 7 runs, this team has showed some grit and heart today against the better, well-polished Panthers. Moore coming down almost sidearm with that one. And that's a ball. Now it's 1-2. Here comes Moore's pitch, and swing and a miss. He gets away from Hertzman, and Placencia is thrown out. So it's 2 down, a strikeout, 2-3, and that'll bring up the bottom of the order. And no, that does it. That's it for the ball game. See, I love this game so much. I wanted more to go. And
on behalf of
as the teams
Director Marlon Mendez
come
and Leuzinger
and
staff, we'd like to thank
meet each other at home plate,
support
the Panthers
in support of today's
and Sam
game.
Moore improve their
For
record.
the Leuzinger Olympians and the victors today, the Peninsula Panthers, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much. Have a great weekend.
And the Leuzinger Olympians fall to 0-8 in Bay League action, with the Panthers winning 9-2. For Lou Stowers and our cameraman Sergio and our terrific Channel 22 Sports crew, I'm Lou Stowers, saying until next time, so long.